All right, so when it comes down to content creation on my channel, I have kept this in my bag since it came out. This is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And this thing is still a beast when you're out there shooting. If I'm not shooting with my Sony cameras, I will normally always pull this one out. And if you're a content creator and you're looking at getting high quality video and you maybe don't have a camera yet, I would highly recommend the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 for a bunch of different reasons, and we'll go through that in this video. Now, after using this camera since it was released, there's definitely a bunch of standout features why I would pick this one over even using some of my Sony cameras when I'm out there shooting. And of course, the first and obvious reason why I would pick this over this is the size of the camera. Now, of course, quality coming out of these cameras are gonna be a lot more superior than something like the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. However, for most of the stuff I've been shooting, as you guys have seen on this channel, I don't necessarily need the highest quality to tell most of the stories I'm trying to tell, especially when I'm doing things like certain product reviews. And also when I went to a bunch of tech conferences and shows, I went to CES at NAB, I opted just to bring the DJI Pocket 3 with me instead of my Sony cameras, mainly because of the fact that I just wanted to be able to go out there, run and gun, document, and I didn't want to be held down by having to bring camera, lenses, lights, bigger backpack. This is all I brought with me to a bunch of different shows this year. Next reason why I really like this camera is because of this. We have a 3-axis gimbal on the DJI Pocket 3. And if you guys aren't familiar with gimbals, basically they are ways for you to stabilize your video footage. So as you can see here, the camera is sitting right there, but if I move my camera or my grip left and right, up and down, the camera stays nice and level. That horizon stays nice and balanced. Very similar to what you would get if you're using a larger gimbal here with the bigger camera. So if I'm using my Sony, I will then bring out a big gimbal to balance that. Now, one thing to note is that because of that gimbal here, it does make the camera a little bit more fragile. So when people always ask me, should I get an action camera or should I get the Pocket? Something to note is that these two cameras, while they are very similar, they have very similar qualities, very similar settings. The thing is that these two kind of sit in two different lanes. The action camera is that thing. It's the action camera. It's meant to fall, meant to take a beating, and you're not worried about the camera, the gimbal, like you would be here. The Pocket, mostly for a little bit higher quality. You want that mechanical gimbal to get you a little bit better, a lot better quality in low light scenarios versus an action camera where it uses EIS or electronic stabilization. So if you were debating on which one to get between these two, yes, there are some crossovers, but I still think they sit in two different lanes. And if you guys want to see a full video on the action camera versus Pocket 3, I'll leave that down in the video description. Next, we'll talk about the high quality video. Now this thing has a 1-inch sensor and it can shoot 4K 120. And for me, I really like using that option. I do a lot of slow-mo videos when I'm doing a lot of my products. I just want to have like really, really slow kind of movements in my shots. So I'll normally always flip it to 4K 60, 4K 120, slow it down in post just so it feels nice and smooth. Plus, one feature I use all the time, which I really like, is that they have a few different focus modes on here. So if you want to shoot vlog style stuff and you just want everything to pretty much be in autofocus, you can just leave it in continuous focus. And that way, wherever you're pointing it, it'll just kind of refocus on that subject or that area. Next, we have Product Showcase, and I really like this one, especially for those that review products like myself. Now, normally cameras will try to focus on your eyes and your face first. Now, when you turn Product Showcase on, if you were to hold anything closer to the camera, it will then focus on that item. Next reason I really like the Pocket 3 is this right here. You have the integrated receiver built into the actual Pocket itself, so you're able to now hook up microphones, wireless microphones, to the camera, and you don't have to plug anything in. So normally you would have to put in or plug in a dongle or plug in an adapter. The DJI Osmo Pocket 3 allows you to hook up to 2 wireless mics. You have the DJI Mic 2 right here and also the all new DJI Mic Mini. You're able to connect 2 wireless mics to the Osmo Pocket 3. And finally, the last reason why I love the Pocket 3 and why it's always in my bag, even if I'm carrying around my Sony cameras or my other cameras, is the amount of other accessories that you're able to get with it to really expand out the use cases of this camera. Most recently, I was testing out the Move Max, which is a arm for the Z-axis, where you hook it up to your car. So if you want to get some roller shots, you can hook up the Pocket to it and it'll be bouncing up and down on your car, but the footage looks super stable. Things like this. Ulanzi has a little USB-C mini tripod mount that you're able to hook it up like that. So if you want to stand it up, there is just a ton of different accessories for this camera, and it makes things a lot easier to bring out. Again, this is the footprint I'm gonna have again at CES 2025 when I go. This is all I'm bringing with me. Of course, I have a ton of videos on this camera that go into a lot more in-depth details of all the features it offers. So if you guys want to see a full playlist on this camera, make sure you guys check it out down below in the video description. If you guys have picked up the Pocket this year and you guys are using it as your main camera or B camera, let me know down below in the comments, what is that thing? What is that main feature on this that you really, really like, and why is it still in your guys' bag? As always, if you guys got some value from this video, a big like would be much appreciated. This is Ultra Anastacio with FlytPath.com. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.